ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees here at Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir, Chowpatty. I seek blessings from all the senior devotees present here so that I speak something worthwhile from this glorious scripture Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are discussing the 13th chapter of the 3rd canto. This chapter describes the glorious appearance of Sri Varahadev, and the chapter begins with the manifestation of Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa. In the previous chapter, Brahma began his creation, and the chapters before that, Brahma just appeared from the navel of Garbhodakasai Vishnu. He offered prayers to Lord Vishnu, and with the empowerment given by Garbhodakasai Vishnu, Brahma began creating this material world. He started creating all the planetary systems. The previous chapter describes what all Brahma has created, the 5 Ajnana Vrittis and Vedas and many other things he created. But at one point he started contemplating, although I created so many sages, specifically 10 sages, so that they can expand the population in this universe, there is not sufficient increase in the population of this universe. So, what can I do to increase the population in this universe? Then he started meditating on the Supreme Lord. Then from that meditation, from the deliberation of Brahma, a couple manifested, Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa. And in the beginning of this episode, this chapter, we see that Vidura, who was hearing this entire narration from Maitreya Muni, he says that, "Oh Maitreya Muni, we should hear about devotees also, not only Krishna. We should be eager to hear Krishna Katha, no doubt, but we should also have eagerness to hear about the Vaishnavas." And one of the greatest Vaishnavas in the creation is Manu, Swayambhuva Manu, who just manifested from Brahma. So Vidura became very, very eager to know more and more about the glories of Swayambhuva Manu. Therefore he is asking, Shrutasya pumsam suchirashramasya nanvanjasa suribhiriditorthah tattad gunanushravanam mukunda padaravindam hridayeshu yesham. Shrutasya pumsam suchirashramasya. Those who are putting so much of endeavor to hear Harikatha, to hear about Krishna, they should also put equal amount of endeavor to hear about Krishna's devotees so that they get some inspiration in their devotional service. So, with that background, with that enquiry of Vidura, Maitreya Muni began narrating the glories of Swayambhuva Manu. After manifestation, after taking birth from Brahma's deliberation or Brahma's body, Swayambhuva Manu asked Brahma, "What am I supposed to do? Please tell us." And Brahma is going to respond in the next sloka. So, till now, what we are seeing is Swayambhuva Manu's expressions in front of Brahma. Coming to this, that is the context of this shloka. Coming to this shloka specifically, he says, "Tadvidhehi namastubhyam, O Lord, please give us direction for the execution of duty within our working capacity so that we can follow it for fame in this life and in the next life, progress in the next life." So, Swayambhuva Manu is the son of Brahma, and he is requesting Brahma to give him some instructions so that he can execute the instructions and become successful in his execution and become successful in this life and in the next life also. So, Prabhupada very beautifully highlights one theme in this purport we just read. From Brahma, Swayambhuva Manu came. And from Swayambhuva Manu, there are other children, 5 children. You know who are they? Devahuti, Akuti, Prasuti, then Uttanapad and Priyavrata. 3 daughters and 2 sons. So through these 5 children of Swayambhuva Manu, many other species and different kings and entire humanity manifested. That is one lineage. That is genealogical lineage. But from same Brahma, another lineage came. This is spiritual lineage. Brahma spoke Bhagavatam to Narada Muni. Prabhupada also mentions that Brahma heard Bhagavatam from the Lord Krishna himself, and he spoke that Bhagavatam to Narada Muni. Then Narada Muni spoke to Vyasadeva, Vyasadeva spoke to Sukadeva Goswami, Sukadeva Goswami spoke to Sutta Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj and many other sages. Then Sutta Goswami spoke to the sages of Naimisharanya. That is one lineage. From same Brahma, who is the son and disciple of Lord Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, 2 lineages are coming. One is the spiritual lineage of Guru Sishya Parampara, of so many gurus in the Vaishnava Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya. But from another side, there is genealogical lineage where Swayambhuva Manu and many other generations of kings and Rajarshis are coming. So Prabhupada is writing about these 2 lineages. But Prabhupada highlights more the spiritual lineage. He even writes the names of all the acharyas here, whom we are seeing there in the display when you are coming into the temple hall next to the staircase. So, now let's discuss about both lineages. Both are important. Prabhupada concluded the purport saying that, I'll read the last line of the purport again. This line of disciplic succession from Brahma is spiritual, whereas the genealogical line from Manu is material. But both are on the progressive march towards the same goal of Krishna consciousness. Whether it is genealogical lineage of parents, children, parents, children, parents, children, or the spiritual lineage of Guru, disciple, Guru, disciple, Guru, disciple, both lineages, both paramparas, family parampara and spiritual acharya parampara. So both paramparas are meant for the ultimate purpose of developing Krishna consciousness. You see? Let's discuss about these 2 points. Let's discuss which one you want first, spiritual lineage or genealogical lineage. Prabhupada highlighted, he said both. Okay, Prabhupada began with spiritual lineage. Let's talk about that first. We have to divide our time. We have 9:15, right? Okay. Okay. Brajbari Prabhu is giving special blessings to me. So, in the 12th canto of Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful shloka. Kasmayena vibhasito yamatulo gnana pradipah pura tadrupena cha naradaya munaye krishnaya tadrupina yogindraya tadatmanatha bhagavadrataya karunyata tatshuddham vimalam vishokamamrutam satyam param dhimahi. Kasmayena vibhasito yamatulo. Kasmai is Brahma. Gnana Pradipaha Pura, right in the beginning of the creation, Lord Krishna personally educated and enlightened Lord Brahma in Gnana, in spiritual knowledge. He gave him Vedic knowledge. Ultimately, he gave him Srimad Bhagavatam, Chatushloki. So, Krishna personally enlightened Brahma in the spiritual knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam and all the Vedas, of course. And later, Kasmayena vibhasito yamatulo gnana pradipah pura tadrupena chanaradaya munaye. Tadrupena means in the form of Brahma, Naradaya munaye. That same Krishna enlightened Narada Muni. So Krishna became Guru of Brahma first. Then in the form of Brahma, it is Krishna only who educated Narada Muni. Actually, we know Brahma is giving Bhagavatam class to Narada Muni. Brahma heard Bhagavatam class from Vishnu and then he gave Bhagavatam class to Narada Muni. But the shloka says, Tadrupena, in the form of Brahma, it is Krishna who spoke to Narada Muni. Then in the form of Narada Muni, he spoke to Vyasadeva. Tadrupena cha naradaya munaye Krishnaya tadrupena. This Krishna refers to Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. You can read the shloka. If you have this pocket Vedas and all, you can see it's somewhere in the 12th canto Bhagavatam, last chapter. So, in the form of Brahma, the Lord spoke to Narada Muni. In the form of Narada Muni, the Lord spoke Bhagavatam to Vyasadeva. Yogindraya tadatmanatha bhagavadrataya karunyata. In the form of Vyasadeva, Krishna only spoke Bhagavatam to Sukadeva Goswami. And in the form of Sukadeva Goswami, Krishna only spoke Bhagavatam to Vishnurata, Bhagavadrata. Who is that? Parikshit Maharaj. Tat Shuddham Vimalam Vishokam Amritam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Tat Shuddham, that Bhagavatam is Shuddham, completely pure. Vimalam, spotless, absolutely no contamination. Dharma Projita Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam. So these four Purusharthas are kicked out right in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharma Projita Kaitava. Kaitava Dharma is kicked out right in the beginning of Bhagavatam. Tat Shuddham Vimalam Vishokam. By taking shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is Vishokam. Vishoka means no lamentation, freedom from lamentation. Amritam is nectarian. Satyam Param Dhimahi. Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter began with Satyam Param Dhimahi. This is last canto, last chapter. This is also Satyam Param Dhimahi. Let's meditate on the absolute truth. So, that absolute truth, Supreme Lord Krishna is presenting absolute truth in the form of Bhagavatam through the spiritual parampara coming from Brahma. So whoever is speaking in this parampara, whether Krishna is speaking, or Brahma is speaking, or Narada Muni is speaking, or Vyasadeva is speaking, or Sukadeva Goswami is speaking, or Suta Goswami is speaking, it is Krishna who is speaking through this parampara. These words are as good as Krishna's words because they are bona fide representatives of Krishna. They are transparent transmitters of the transcendental message of Krishna. They may present according to time, place and circumstances. They may give analogies and anecdotes for the understanding of common people. However, the essential message is preserved. You can read the first canto of Bhagavatam, 4th chapter, first shloka purport by Prabhupada. He writes what is personal realization. Personal realization means you first understand the subject matter nicely, thoroughly, and present your understanding according to time, place, circumstances so that people can connect with it. It should be relatable, digestible, applicable, actionable, and relevant for modern crowd. For that, you add your examples and other things, but essential message must be preserved. That is realization. Personal realization is to get that ability to present this transcendental message without diluting it, but presenting in an interesting manner, which is relatable to common people. And that's what Sukadeva Goswami did. Prabhupada writes, Sukadeva Goswami is not doing a parrot-like repetition. Although Suka means parrot, he is not doing parrot-like repetition. He realized it. Yahasvanubhava akhila shruti saramekam adhyatma deepamatititi rishatam tamondham samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam yaha svanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam. Svanubhavam. Sukadeva Goswami has first internalized Bhagavatam, realized Bhagavatam, assimilated it, absorbed it, understood it. And after having assimilated it, the essence of it, then he is presenting it. Yaha svanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the sara, the essence of all the shrutis. Akhila shruti saramekam. Adhyatma deepam atititirshatam tamondham. Adhyatma deepam. Bhagavatam is like that divine lamp that illuminates that soul, the heart. Atititirashatam tamondham. We can easily cross over this ocean of material existence by taking shelter of the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam. Samsarinam karunaya purana guhyam. It's not just assimilation of knowledge, and it's not just an authentic presentation or representation of that knowledge. It is also done with a compassionate spirit. Sukadeva Goswami is glorious not only because he assimilated the essence of Bhagavatam and expertly presented it. He is also glorious because he is presenting it with a spirit of compassion. He is compassionate. Samsarinam karunaya aha. He has karuna. He has compassion upon all the samsaris, of all those who are rotting in the material existence. Purana guhyam, although this Purana is very confidential, he is presenting it very, very liberally. So that compassionate spirit, authenticity plus compassion. When we maintain authenticity, when we transparently transmit the message in an expert manner, but that expertise in presentation, that authentic presentation must also be accompanied by a spirit of compassion. And by the way, we are not the originators of compassion. We can't be compassionate. We are transmitting Krishna's compassion. Krishna is the originator of compassion, and we received it and we are transmitting it. Even if somebody is benefited by our presentation of Srimad Bhagavatam, that should not induce pride in us, that should not induce a sense of accomplishment in us. Yes, it's an accomplishment definitely, but the credit goes to Krishna. The credit goes to parampara. The credit goes to Guru. The credit goes to Vaishnavas. So apart from authentically presenting, we should also carry the spirit of compassion, ultimately coming from Krishna. Krishna is compassionate. Acharyas are compassionate. Let's carry that compassion with us. Tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam. Let me offer obeisances unto that Vyasa Sunu, Sukadeva Goswami, who is Gurum Muninam, when he is presenting Bhagavatam with full realization and with full compassion. Realization and compassion, both he has. When he is presenting with realization and compassion, his Guru Vyasadeva is sitting and hearing. His Paramaguru, Guru of his Guru, Narada Muni is sitting and hearing, as if they are hearing Bhagavatam for the first time. This is parampara. There is no envy. An acharya in the parampara feels proud of the later acharyas, later gurus. He is my student. He is the student of my student. I am better than him. That's not the mood of Narada Muni and Vyasadeva. They are sitting and humbly hearing, as if they are hearing for the first time. Whoever speaks Krishna Katha, even if they are younger ones, if they are presenting authentic message of Srimad Bhagavatam, we should be eager to hear. That will enliven us. Narada Muni is setting this example. Vyasadeva is setting this example. What to speak of Narada Muni and Vyasadeva? When Krishna Katha is presented authentically, Krishna sits and hears. Krishna becomes very happy to hear. And that's how Jagannath ji manifested. You know, right? The form of Jagannath ji manifested when Krishna heard Krishna Katha from his devotees. Krishna Katha is to be heard not only by the devotees of Krishna, even Krishna also relishes hearing Krishna Katha. Even Ram also relishes hearing Ram Katha, Ramayana. When Lava and Kusha are happily glorifying Ramayana, Ram is sitting and hearing. I am the hero of this story. He is not thinking like that. He is also relishing that story. So Krishna Katha is so nectarian, so absolute that gives pleasure to even Krishna also, Ram also, the whole parampara also. So, samsarinam karunaya aha. Out of great karuna, compassion upon samsaris. The devotees are, acharyas are presenting Srimad Bhagavatam. Samsara kupe patitotyagādhe mohandhapurne vishayabhitapte karavalambam mama dehi Vishnu Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Samsara kupe patitotyagādhe. Conditioned souls in this material world, they fell into samsara kupa, the dark well of samsara, material existence. Samsara kupe patitotyagādhe. Patita agadhe. They entered deep into this dark well of material existence. Mohandhapurne vishayabhitapte. Moha andhapurne. Purna means complete. But what kind of completeness is this? Mohandhapurne. Moha means illusion, andha means blindness. I am blinded by this illusion completely. I am filled with this blind illusion completely. Mohandhapurne vishayabhitapte. Vishaya means the sense objects. Abhitapte means I am thoroughly being tormented by these sense objects. Mohandhapurne vishayabhitapte karavalambam mama dehi Vishnu Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Karavalambam mama dehi. Oh Krishna, please extend your helping hand and protect me. Mama dehi Vishnu. That's the prayer of a devotee. Answering this prayer of a samsari, Krishna arranges for the acharyas. So acharyas are like helping hands extended by Krishna. Acharyas are representatives of Krishna. When Krishna wants to extend his helping hand to lift the conditioned soul from the samsara kupa, what does Krishna do? He sends his acharyas. He personally comes many times. Bhakta paya bhujanga garunabani Trailokya Rakshamani Gopi Lochana Chatakam Budamani Saundarya Mudrabadi Yah Kantamani Rukmini Ghanakucha Dvandvaika Bhushamani Shreyo Deva Shikhamani Rdishatuno Gopala Chudabadi. Whenever the Supreme Lord Krishna sees his devotees struggling in this material world, wherever they are in the three worlds, the Lord comes on the back of Garuda. Garuda Airlines will descend from Vaikuntha. Right? So Garuda Airlines will come and the Lord will release his Sudarshan Chakra to protect all the people who are rotting in this samsara. Samsarambhasi sambhrita brahmabhare gambhirata patraya grahenabhigrihita mugragatina kroshantamantarbhayat Diptrinadya sudarshanena vibudha klantichhida karina Chinta santati ruddha muddhara hare macchitta dantishwaram. Samsarambhasi sambhrita brahmabhare. This samsara is ambha. Ambhasi means an ocean. This material existence is like an ocean. Brahmabhare, filled with so many temptations and allurements and illusions. Brahmabhare, gambhirata patraya. Not only temptations and tribulations and allurements, there are so many tapatrayas, the threefold material miseries. So temptations are there and tribulations are there. Tribulations are tapatraya. Temptations are illusion, the moha. The material ocean is filled with temptations and tribulations. Grahena abhigrihita mugragatina. Already we are being tossed by the waves of material existence. On top of it, graha. This crocodile came and caught the foot. Ugragatina, not leaving only. Sometimes when a problem comes, we remember this shloka. Agama apayino nityaha tamstitikshasva bharata. Agama apayino. Problem comes and goes. It doesn't have permanent relevance. Anityaha. It's not. Today problem is there, tomorrow it will go. So we say that that's correct. Definitely correct. It's temporary. But under the umbrella of this temporariness, there is a problem that may appear for a long term. You go to a doctor, he will see your nadi, or he'll say, okay, you take this medicine, in 1 week you will be cured. But sometimes when you go to the doctor, they will say you have to live with this disease forever. Whole life you have to live. Of course, life itself is temporary. In that sense, agama paino anitya. But within that anitya life, there is a permanency. Throughout the life, you have to live with the disease. Right? Grahena abhigrihita mugragatina. Once His Holiness Saradhana Swami Maharaj was giving class on Gajendra Moksha only. He said that maybe Gajendra was thinking that this crocodile will leave me after a few minutes, or maybe few hours, or maybe few days. But days are passing, weeks are passing, months are passing, years are passing, decades are passing, centuries are passing, 1,000 years passed. It's not living only. Sometimes a problem can bother us for a long, long, long time, quote unquote permanently in this temporary material world. So we may be caught by a problem. Grahena abhigrihita mugragatina. Ugragatina means very fiercely. For a long time this crocodile is catching the foot. Kroshantam antarbhayat. Akroshantam antarbhayat. The conditioned soul is getting fearful and doing akrosha. It's crying in pain. Deetrena adya sudarshanena vibudha klantichhida karina. So, in this context, in this situation where the conditioned soul is immersed in the material ocean, tossed by the waves of tribulations and temptations, and also caught by the crocodile from bottom, he is offering prayer. Oh Krishna, please release your Sudarshan Chakra. Deeptriyanadya Sudarshanena Vibudha. That Sudarshan Chakra has a track record of saving even Devatas also. I am just a simple Manushya. Please release your Sudarshan Chakra. Machitta Dantishwaram. The prayer is of a conditioned soul whose chitta is like the Dantishwara. Danti is one who has big dantas, that is elephant. Dantishwara means the king of all elephants, Gajendra. Machitta Dantishwara means my mind is like that Gajendra, caught up in the waves of the material ocean, of temptations, tribulations, attachments, allurements. So please protect me. Release your Sudarshan Chakra. Sometimes the Lord releases Sudarshan Chakra. Sometimes the Lord sends His representatives, the acharyas, in the parampara, whose names we just read. They'll come and protect us from the samsara chakra, samsara sagar. For that we need to desperately desire to come out of this samsara. What keeps us in this material existence is a desire to enjoy the material world. And when the desire is given up, the desire to enjoy personal sense gratification is given up, then even though a conditioned soul is living in the material world, he is liberated soul. It's a desire, it's the attachment that connects us to this material world. But acharyas, through their pristine presentation of Krishna conscious knowledge, they cut that desire. They cut that attachment. They inspire us to give up those material attachments. You can stay with all material comforts, but stay detached also, like a lotus leaf in a water body. Be in this world, do the needful to survive, to earn your livelihood, but don't over-identify with the ups and downs of this material world. Don't over-identify yourself with the successes and failures in this world. Don't over-identify with the material connections in this world. And perform your sadhana, spiritual sadhana, cultivate attachment towards Krishna. That's what the acharyas are teaching us. And to give these teachings, the acharyas go everywhere in the world. Janasya Krishna vimukhasya daivat adharmashilasya sudukhitasya anugrahayeha charanti nunam bhutani bhavyani janardanasya. Janasya Krishna vimukhasya. Common people in this world, they have turned their faces away from Krishna. Krishna vimukhasya. Vimukhasya daivat adharmashilasya. Because of turning their faces away from Krishna, they become adharmashilasya. They take to adharma. And sudukhitasya. And they suffer so much. Anugrahayeha charanti nunam bhutani bhavyani janardanasya out of the Lord's anugraha towards such people, the Lord sends acharyas. Acharyas wander to different places. They enlighten common people in bhakti. The main reason behind their wanderings is with the desire to bring people closer to Krishna consciousness. No other agenda. They take great pleasure in seeing conditioned souls taking some interest in bhakti, and they fan that spark. They empower others to also enlighten people in bhakti. That's the main job of the acharyas. And as we have seen Srila Prabhupada doing the same thing at the age of 70, crossing the ocean and establishing an international society where people of the world can take shelter of and be enlightened in Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada is writing the names of so many acharyas here. There is authenticity in their presentation. There is transparency in their transmission of the transcendental knowledge. And they also do it with a spirit of compassion. Despite doing all this, they are very humble at heart. Acharyas are very humble at heart. Prabhupada, at the end of translating this Chaitanya Charitamrita, he said, if there is any credit for my translation work, that goes to my Guru Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And the credit also goes to my disciples, American disciples who assisted me in translating and publishing this work. So he gave all credits to his superiors and his juniors. He did not take anything for himself. That shows their detachment from any credit, any fame, any name. They just want people to come closer to Krishna. So, we can never repay them. Such acharyas who presented the authentic knowledge of Krishna consciousness and also gave us a paddhati, abhideya to follow that path, they can never be repaid. Yeiridrishi bhagavato gatiratmavada ekantato nigamabhi pratipaditanaha तुष्यन्त्वदभ्रकरुणः स्वकृतेन नित्यं को नाम तत्प्रतिकरोति विनोदपात्रम्. Who can repay their debt to the acharyas, to the parampara? If we think that, okay, I received this knowledge from this parampara, let me repay it by doing this, by giving dakshina or by doing some service or doing some favor. If one thinks like that, Bhagavatam describes them as Vinodapatram, means a joker, whose activities will only cause laughter. But the best way we can reciprocate with the compassionate efforts of the acharyas is to receive that gift of compassion. Last time in Vrindavan, I heard a very inspiring statement from His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu. He said, the best way of living life is to be in harmony with the best part of ourselves. Understood? The best way of living life is to be in harmony with the best part of ourselves. Means, we have so many parts in us. A part of it is aspiring for some enjoyment, either to eat or sleep or any other kind of happiness available on a sensory platform. A part of it is aspiring for that sense enjoyment. A part of it is aspiring for some name, fame, prestige. A part of our heart maybe, a part of ourselves is maybe aspiring to take revenge on someone or to get some appreciation from someone. So like that, there are so many parts within us. But a part of us is also aspiring for pure Krishna Prema, also hankering for pure Krishna Prema. And the best way of living life is to be in harmony with that best part of ourselves. The best part of ourselves is our desire to attain Krishna, our real abhishta. Dheyam sada paribhavagnam abhishta doham tirthaspadam shiva virinchinutam sharanyam bhrityartiham pranatapala bhavabdhipotam vande mahapurushate charanara vindam. Gaur Purnima is coming So this shloka is very nicely describing Mahaprabhu's 9 characteristics, but I will focus only on one point here. I just remembered this because Abhishta Doham. Mahaprabhu's mercy gives us our real Abhishta. What is the real Abhishta? The real Abhishta means desire, aspiration. What we are hankering for, that is Abhishta. The real Abhishta of all of us is Krishna Prema. Whether we know it or not, whether we become aware of it today or tomorrow or after 10 lifetimes or after in the next day of Brahma, all of us are actually aspiring for love of God in the heart of our hearts. And that's what will satisfy us ultimately. Even though you are aspiring for 10 other things or 100 other things or 1,000 other things or million other things in this world, none of them can give us satisfaction till we attain this goal, Krishna Prema. To love Krishna and to relish that love of Krishna. To invest our exclusive love and devotion in Krishna and to receive that divine love from Krishna. That's what we are aspiring for. We may not be aware of it. Conditioned souls may not be aware of it. And sometimes a struggling sadhaka may be aware of it, but they may not be able to act on that platform. But the reality is this. All of us are ultimately looking for that love of the Lord. That will only satisfy the self completely. That's reality. So, that love is given to us by Krishna, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically. He informs us that Krishna Prema is your goal. He also informs us about the process of attaining that goal. Prema namadbhutarthaha shravana patagataha kasya namna mahimnaha ko veta kasya vrinda vanavipinamaha madhurishu pravesha ko va janati radham paramarasa chamatkara madhurya simam ekas chaitanya chandraha paramakarunaya sarvamavischakara. Prema namadbhutartha. The real artha, the real goal of your life is Krishna Prema. Who informed this to us? Who enlightened us on this important goal? That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he also gave us the means. Krishna Nam. You chant Nam, you will get Prem. You chant Krishna's holy names, you will attain Krishna Prem. Who enlightened us on this subject matter? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? And he also, when he manifested, he accepted Ishwarapuri as his guru, who is the disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And Ishwarapuri's disappearance day we are celebrating today. Right? So, parampara. So, this purport and the whole teachings of Prabhupada, they are highlighting this one important point that we are all dependent on the mercy of parampara. Even the Lord, when he descends also, he becomes a part of parampara. He is the origin of parampara, he also becomes a part of parampara. He also accepts a guru, disseminates this knowledge of Krishna consciousness so that we can be reconnected with our original constitutional position as servants of Krishna. We discussed a lot on spiritual parampara. In the last 10 minutes, let's discuss a little bit about the genealogical lineage. We saw about spiritual lineage. Prabhupada spent more time on that in the purport. Now, in the last line, last paragraph, Prabhupada also mentioned about the genealogical lineage, and he makes an interesting point that whether it is spiritual lineage coming from Brahma or genealogical lineage coming from Brahma, both have the same goal of Krishna consciousness. Both are aspiring for the same goal of Krishna consciousness. Now, how can this family lineage or genealogical lineage or the lineage of parents and children, how can this aim at the purpose of Krishna consciousness? We understand Guru Shishya Parampara, yes, aiming is Krishna consciousness, but this his family lineage, genealogical lineage. You see a list of names, long list of hundreds of names in the 9th canto of Bhagavatam describing genealogy. Now, the essential point that we need to meditate upon here is the whole purpose of creation is to connect us to Krishna consciousness. Purpose of creation. Purpose of material creation is also to connect us to Krishna consciousness, by the way. Why the Lord is doing bhutva praliyate? Yasyaika nishvasita kala matavalambhya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanathah. There are hundreds and thousands and billions of brahmandas, universes coming out of the bodily pores of Mahavishnu. And what is the purpose of that creation of so many universes? Apparently, the purpose of creation of so many universes is to entangle the conditioned souls in the material tribulations, in the samsara sagara. But in reality, the purpose of repeatedly creating these millions of material universes is to give another chance, another opportunity to the conditioned soul to reconnect with Krishna. In the previous creation, the conditioned soul got a chance to perform bhakti and go to Krishna, but somehow the conditioned soul did not use that opportunity. And the creation period is ending, but the conditioned soul is not taking bhakti seriously. The Lord in the form of Sankarshana becomes frustrated with this inattentiveness of the conditioned soul. Then he emanates fire from all his mouths, hundreds of mouths, thousands of mouths, and he burns the entire universe out of frustration. Then again he becomes compassionate. Oh, no problem. Let me give another chance. And he again creates. Thus the purpose of this repeated creation of this material universe or universes or planets within the universes is to give another opportunity to the conditioned souls to perform bhakti. And that opportunity is profusely available in human form of life. Nrideham adyam sulabham sudurlabham plavam sukalpam guru karanadharam mayanukule nanabhasvateritam means the human form of life, human body is like a boat and Guru is the captain of the boat. And all the favorable winds that help the boat reach the shore of the ocean easily, those favorable winds are compared to the scriptures. The scriptures are the favorable winds. Despite having access to a human body, a bona fide Vaishnava Guru in the spiritual lineage and scriptural knowledge, despite having access to these three, if a human being does not get out of this material world, such a person is called Atmaha, the killer of soul. Of course, soul cannot be killed, but soul cannot die. But when the soul is not acting according to one's own constitutional position of service to Krishna, that's as good as death. Although living is happening, but it's as good as death, spiritual death. So, but even though the conditioned soul embraces that spiritual death, the Lord again gives them another birth to practice bhakti. That is compassion. That's the purpose of this genealogical lineage. The Lord created this universe to give another opportunity to the conditioned soul. He creates multiple species so that they can go through the cycle of karma and eventually come to human form of life and take it seriously. And all the parents, mothers and fathers who are giving birth to children, they are doing great service. Just as acharyas in the spiritual lineage are instruments in Krishna's hands, they are representatives of Krishna because they enlighten conditioned souls in bhakti. Even the parents also, even the male and female who come together in a marriage union and give birth to a child, they are also doing great service to Krishna. Therefore, this genealogical lineage also must be acknowledged. What service are they doing? Parents are doing. Simple. Especially human parents. They come together and give birth to Krishna, to a child. And that coming together, that union is non-different from Krishna. You want proof? You want reference? Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. Krishna said in the 11th chapter of Gita, Kalosmi lokakshayat pravruddho. Krishna said, I am Kalosmi, I am time. Now he is saying Kamosmi, I am lust. Not exactly lust, desire. Okay. So I am that Kama also, I am Kala also. Kala causes deterioration of all things in this world, but Kama causes birth of children. Human children, coming to the human beings context. And that birth of a human child coming from parents in a genealogical lineage is a great service. What exactly these parents are trying to do when they are bringing out a child through their union, they are giving another opportunity to that conditioned soul to get a human body, and these parents are training this human child in Krishna consciousness, in values, virtues, morals, principles, ethics, dharma, and ultimately bhakti, bhagavata dharma. And this, that conditioned soul who is wandering in the material existence gets an opportunity to reconnect with Krishna. Guru enlightens disciples, correct? But the disciple has to be given birth by parents, right? So when the parents give birth to a child, the spiritual guru, sometimes parents are spiritually so advanced that they themselves can enlighten, just like Vyasadeva enlightened Sukadeva Goswami. And even if the parents are not that advanced, or even if the child prefers to accept another guru, fine. But for this guru to enlighten, there should be the genealogical lineage, especially in the human society, to give birth to human beings. Let the conditioned soul wandering in the material existence in 24 lakh species come to human form of life first, through the parents, through the genealogical lineage. Then some acharya in the spiritual lineage will enlighten a member of that genealogical lineage to come closer to Krishna. So that service is also important. Therefore, Prabhupada said, this genealogical lineage, this spiritual lineage, this Guru Shishya parampara and this parent-children parampara. So both are ultimately aiming for the purpose of Krishna consciousness. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. It's a selfless service. It has to be done in a spirit of service. Not spirit of sense gratification, but in a spirit of service. When the spirit of service is there, then a conditioned soul gets another opportunity to enter human body and then raise nicely with values, virtues, morals, principles, and ultimately accept Krishna consciousness and perfect his own life or her own life and enlighten 10 other people also along with them. And that's how the universe should become empty of the conditioned souls. So this genealogical lineage and the spiritual lineage both contribute for the upliftment of the conditioned souls in this world. And the greatest upliftment happens through the process of bhakti. There may be karma path, jnana path, this path, that path, but ultimately the essence of Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam is taking shelter of Krishna through the path of devotion, through bhakti yoga. And in that bhakti also there are multiple processes, but Shravanam Kirtanam stand as the foremost of all the processes. So the holy name of Krishna lifts the conditioned soul from this rotten material existence and brings the conditioned soul all the way to the lotus feet of Krishna in the spiritual world. Madhura madhura metan mangalam mangalanam sakala nigamavalli satvalam chitsvarupam sakritapi parigitam shraddhaya helayava Bhruguvara naramatram tarayet Krishna nama. It is Krishna nam. It's the name of Krishna that takes us out of this material world. And that name has to be spread everywhere. In this genealogical lineage or spiritual lineage. All lineages, all paramparas should bring the conditioned soul to the point of taking shelter of Krishna's name. It's very sweet, very potent, very efficient. The most effective method to take us out of the samsara sagara is the holy name of Krishna. And the greatest gift of parampara is the holy name of Krishna. And parampara repeatedly emphasizes on the importance of taking shelter of holy name, holy name, holy name. He loka srunuta prasuti marana vyadheschikitsam imam yogagna samudaharanti munayo yam yajnavalkyadaya antarjyotirameyamekam krishnakhyama piyatam tatpitam paramaushadham vitanute nirvanamatyantikam. He loka, oh people in this world, srunuta, Hear attentively. Prasuti marana vyadhi. You have a vyadhi. You have a disease. So we have checked your nadi. We have found that you have a great vyadhi. What is that vyadhi? Prasuti marana vyadhi. Prasuti means birth, marana means death. He loka shrunuta prasuti marana vyadhe. You have a vyadhi of this birth and death cycle. You are caught up in this material disease of birth and death. But don't worry, we have a chikitsa. We have a treatment for it. Vyadhes chikitsam imam. You are the doctor giving us this treatment, this chikitsa. Is there any other doctor? When a doctor recommends you something, you go for a second opinion, right? Let's take second opinion, third opinion. Let's go to Ayurveda, let's go to allopathy, let's go to homeopathy, and then if all of them are saying the same thing, I think I must do it. So he says, not only my recommendation, it's the recommendation of many other people who are well versed in yoga also. Yoga gna samudaharanti bunayo yam yajna valkyadaya. Yoga gna means those are familiar with yoga. Those are well versed with yoga. What is yoga? Reconnecting with Krishna. That is yoga. Those are well versed with this yoga, yoga gnaha, samudaharanti. They recommend this. You want example? Okay. Munayoho yam yajnavalkyadeha. Yajnavalkya also refers this, recommends this. Even great munis also recommend this. Even great yogagnas also recommend this. Okay, so many people are recommending this. Don't worry. My chikitsa is bona fide, authorized. He loka shrunuta prasuti marana vyadhes chikitsam imam yogagna samudaharanti munayo yam yagna valkyadaya. Finally, what is the treatment? I understood. You are recommending this. Many other acharyas are also recommending this. What is the treatment? The treatment is antarjyotirameyamekam amritam krishnakhyama piyatam. Antarjyotim. That which enlightens you from within. Ameyam, amritam, nectarian, amazing, unparalleled, incredible. Ameyam, amritam. What is that? Krishna, the name Krishna. Krishna khyama piyatam. The name of that medicine, aushadha or chikitsa, treatment is Krishna. You just drink it. Piyatam. Drink this medicine. Generally medicine is like 3 doses in a day, 2 doses in a day. Not like that. You keep on drinking. Become intoxicated. Whole day, 24/7 you can drink this medicine. Tat pitam paramaushadham vitanute nirvanam atyantikam. You will get atyantika nirvana. Ultimate liberation, which is reinstating oneself at the lotus feet of Krishna. You will get that. But for that you need to drink the medicine of Krishna. The name Krishna. And that's a repeated recommendation of parampara. And that's what this genealogical parampara or spiritual parampara is supposed to do to the conditioned soul. Feed the medicine. Keep feeding the medicine. Aushadha. Give this chikitsa, treatment. Krishna. So, when the parampara inspires the conditioned souls to helplessly, anxiously cry out the holy names of Krishna, they are doing the right treatment. I said, right, the best part of ourselves is to be in harmony with, the best way of living life is to be in harmony with the best part of ourselves. The best part of Krishna is, he's compassionate upon us. Of course, he has so many parts, but in connection to the conditioned soul, Krishna's best facet, the best facet of Krishna's personality is, he's very compassionate, very merciful towards the conditioned soul. And the best part of ourselves is to reciprocate with that mercy and receive it. He's ready to give us mercy, we need to receive that mercy. Sometimes he personally gives, sometimes he sends his representatives, the acharyas, to get that mercy. Gopalam Shidhara Rupa Sindho Lokesha Narayana Dina Bandho Uchchaswaraistvam Vada Sarvadaiva Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Gopala Vamshidhara Rupa Sindhu means an ocean of beauty. Lokesha, the master of entire universe. Narayana Dinabandho, The Lord has so many names. Uchchaswaraistvam vada sarvadaiva. In loud voice, you keep on uttering those names. Govinda, Damodara, Madhava. And that's what parampara is doing, inspiring us to take shelter of Krishna's names. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.